broke, in debt, or have financial problems? I'm going to prove you do not have a financial problem. Are you making too little money or working in a job you absolutely hate? Or worse, you're broke and in a job you hate. I'm going to prove you don't have a career or income problem. Are you in relationship hell? However you define it, either you're alone or you're in a bad relationship or in a relationship with a bad person, and it happens to you all the time. I'm going to prove you don't have a relationship problem. Are you in health and fitness hell? You don't like the way your body looks. You don't like the way it feels. You have no energy. Basically, your body is holding you down. I'm going to prove you don't have a health and fitness problem. In this episode number 11 of The Cure for the Common Struggle, I'm going to prove one thing to you today. If you are not the problem, then you are a victim of whatever is the problem, or worse, you are a pawn of whoever claims they can fix the problem for you. I made this for you if you are struggling and if you are
stuck. A Dulaneyism that describes you if you're frustrated because your results do not match your talents and abilities. You, my friend, are stuck if you know what you want. You know what to do to get what you want. And you have what it takes to get what you want. Yet you have very little of what you want because you are, in fact, stuck. I find it interesting that Mark A. Dulaney is the only trainer I know of that deals with this punishing problem. Won't you join me as Mark creatively portrays the frustration that goes along with being stuck?
Well, hello there. Welcome to The Cure for the Common Struggle, and this is episode number 11. And I'm excited to be here today. I got a great lesson. We're going to start a series today, and I'm going to basically lay out for you how I help my clients go from having a problem they think is impossible to solve to understanding what the real problem is, how to fix it, and create the lives they truly want to live. So, as you know, I'm your host. My name is Mark Dulaney. I call myself sometimes the health millionaire, and I'm like you. I'm going through life. I'm learning every day how to get a little better and get a little better in every way. And so today, I want to talk to you about what I believe is one of the biggest myths that people who struggle have, that somehow they are not the problem. And we're going to go into this deep. And I'm going to share some things with you about the 4 phases of creating the life you truly want to live. And then each week, we're going to go deep into each phase. So in life, we really only have 3 types of problems. Like you take everything that's wrong in your life and maybe even the world, and it all can be summed down to 3 basic problems. The first is there are victims. They're what I call victim problems, where you or someone is a victim of someone else, of something, or some circumstance. And until that someone, something, or that circumstance changes, you will be a victim forever. So I'll give you an example. You're walking down the street. Somebody's drunk. They hit you with their car. Whatever happens next, you're a victim of that. You get robbed, you get mugged, you get beat up, somebody does something to you, you're truly a victim. Or maybe you're a victim of circumstances, the weather. You know, right now, when I'm recording this, it's hurricane season, and tropical storms and hurricanes are going up the East Coast, even as I speak these words. Those people are victims of it. And then sometimes there's things that change. And, you know, you end up being a victim of a change, be it a new law that comes into effect, be it a new president who changes everything for you. Things like that happen that are beyond what you can control. But what I want to say and what I want to get you to understand is that these things happen. And when you're a victim, when you see yourself as a victim of a problem, of someone else, or of circumstances, or of change, then you're stuck as a victim forever. And that's what I don't want for you. So we're going to talk about how to fix the things that you are capable of fixing. The second thing is, if you're not a victim, then you are a pawn, because there are pawn problems. A pawn is a chess piece that is sacrificed to protect the queen and the king and the other pieces that are more important than the pawn. That's all a pawn does. It serves as a sacrificial lamb. Occasionally, it gets used as part of strategy, but pawns are created to be sacrificed. Are you a pawn? Because I meet a lot of people who believe they have a problem, but they don't. They're just a pawn of someone who goes off and claims they can fix or solve the problems. Usually they're in the form of a politician, and they run on the campaign in their communities that, hey, I'm going to go to City Hall, I'm going to go to the State House, I'm going to go to Congress, and I'm going to fight for you. And you've been waiting sometimes for decades and decades. Because a pawn is someone who believes the claims that other people can fix what's wrong. And the reality, the people you're a pawn of, they benefit from your suffering. And until you make the decision not to be a pawn anymore, then you're going to be a pawn forever. But most of us can transition easily from victim problems, from pawn problems, and sometimes I say pawn, it sounds like porn. I think you know what I'm talking about. And you want to have you problems. Because if you are not the problem, that means you are a victim or pawn of whatever is the problem. But if you are the problem, then it means you are also the solution. And that's what I want you to see yourself as. You are not a victim. You are not a pawn. And we're going to talk about this more and more and more as we go along over the course of the next 4 episodes. But basically, I've learned this. I visited these places. In every major city, in every rural area, there are neighborhoods of people who are poor, disenfranchised, don't have the economic success, whatever you want to call it. And these people are victims, or believe that they are victims of economic this and economic that. And they are pawns basically being used to say, elect me, I'm going to go fix this. And I don't want you to be that anymore. I don't know if that makes sense. There's 3 types of problems. There is a pawn problem. There is a victim problem. But the best kind of problem to have is a you problem. And if you're hearing my voice right now, all I want you to do is transition from believing that you're not the problem to believing you are the problem. Because if you're the problem, you are best positioned to fix it, to change your life, to improve your life, to grow, and to create the life you truly want to live. And you can't do that if you're a victim. Now, we love, and this is a theme of movies throughout, somebody is truly victimized. A woman is raped. A man is falsely accused and sent to prison for time. So many ways we watch these movies and we love seeing these people overcome, become great, do something amazing. We love those stories. Well, every single one of us can be one of those stories if we choose to. Or we can simply settle for what we have, continue to believe it's not our fault, and allow other people to benefit from our struggles. So I want to give you what I call an overview of what we're going to cover in the next 4 weeks of the cure for the common struggle. So I created this framework. I created this construction model for how someone who has a self identify problem. So whether it's your income, whether it's your finances, whether it's your relationship status, your relationship life, whether it's your body, whatever it is, if you want to become good at or great at something, I'm here to tell you these 4 steps will help you do it. I'm going to preview the steps today and go a little bit deeper in one element of the steps. And then each week for the next 4 weeks, I am going to come and go deeper and deeper into a 4-step process that will help you take any problem you're willing to claim is your fault and show you how to fix it and use it to create the life you want to live, or to at least improve your life in some way, shape, or form. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's what you want, because that's what I got for you. So I want you to picture in your mind something that's wrong with your life that you want to fix. The problem, okay? And I want you to then listen to these 4 steps. And I want you to come back next week to get the full version of each step, and then do that for 4 weeks. And at the end of these 5 episodes, I'm going to make you a promise. You will have a realistic. And what are elements of reality? Realistic. Being realistic means, number 1, it's all about you. It's not about a politician. It's not about society. It's not about the weather. It really is all about you. And number 2, you're willing to take the responsibility that comes with it being you. And then number 3, understand there's no such thing as a quick fix to a big problem. There's only stepwise incremental steps. And number 4, can you see the job through? That's it. If you're willing to accept those 4 things, I got a plan for you, baby. I got a plan for you. So step 1 of what's all's going on here, and I'll try to help you do that, is you need to define what the real problem is and how you and I actually create the problems. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if it's not your fault, you can't fix it. And then you're a victim or a pawn of who or whatever is the problem or can fix it. That's a foundational principle for every successful person on the planet. If I can't fix it, then there's something wrong. So you have to feel like you can fix it. Because if you can't, you got a lot of problems, baby. You got a problem. So why is it that so many people on this planet feel like they can't fix what's wrong with their lives? And they keep making the same mistakes over and over again. They keep doing the same thing over again. They keep depending and hoping that someone else or some break or some form of luck or even divine intervention will come along and help them solve the problem. And I think it happens that way because I think there are 3 types of parents in the world today. I think there are bad parents who really, literally don't teach their children anything. Don't guide them, don't protect them, don't make them aware of possibilities. They just are trying to get through their lives themselves, and everything that's wrong with them gets passed on to their children. Or their children have such a bleak existence that all they can think about is surviving. So that's bad parents. I'm going to assume, so 2 things. Number 1, I apologize if you grew up and had parents that didn't prepare you for a great life. That is a bad thing, or even a good life. But secondly, what kind of parent are you? Because what I'm going to talk about now isn't just about your parents that put you where you are, but how do you parent your children? So I know you're a good parent, and good parents do 2 things. They keep their children safe, and they teach them to be normal, just like them. If you as a parent make $60,000 a year, you're going to raise your kids to make $60,000 a year. If you're a good parent and you make $130,000 a year, you're going to encourage your children to pursue careers and to do things to position themselves to make $130,000 a year. This is if you're a good parent. When I say you want to do 2 things, you want to teach your children to be safe so they live. And then secondly, you want them to be successful as you are. That's just the way parents train. So Step one of the process is to define the real problem. We kind of did that. You're the problem, or else you can't fix it. And we're going to talk about the difference when we go into the full episode between bad parents, good parents, and great parents. And just in a sentence, bad parents do not prepare their kids for anything. They just help them survive. Good parents teach their children to be like them. Great parents teach their children how to do 10 times better than their parents ever had the opportunity to do. And by the way, I use the term parents, but the term leader also applies. So in the next episode, you will learn how to be a great parent to your children, a great leader to whoever you lead. But most importantly, you're going to learn how to lead yourself to the greatness you truly desire. And one of the things that I'm going to teach you, I'm going to go into a little bit of detail here, is how not to be a victim of your past. See, all of us have a history. All of us know history. So, for example, I'm a Christian. Jesus is a historical character that impacts my life today in good ways. My childhood, my upbringing, what my parents taught me, impacts me in good and bad ways. Bad events that happen to me in my life impact me. Good events impact me. But the past, all of those things that happen to us impact us today. And many of us, what we think we can do and what we know we can't do, so we don't even try, is based on something that happened to us in the past that was bad. And we are a victim of that event. And if I could get you, starting right now, to think about those negative experiences you had, to think about the traumatic circumstances you lived through, think about the things you've learned about you and people like you, that is the first step to solving the real problem and creating the life you truly want to live. And I'm going to go into great detail in the next episode. But for now, if you get that, you will have an amazing breakthrough. Stop being a victim of your past. Stop being a victim of the past. For example, of the past, slavery, sexism. So many things happen to certain groups of people simply because of who they were. Let that go and be ready to move on in life. You'll be amazed how many problems you can solve. So that's what we're going to cover next week. We're going to talk about everything dealing with how you became a victim and how you can release yourself and move forward to create the life you want to live. In the following week, 2 weeks from now, we're going to talk about, now that you're free, how about you define the life you truly want to live? I call it your personal championship, or life without the problems that you presently have. When you solve the real problem, which is you being a victim of your past, the past and history, your life opens up in so many ways. Like, it's incredible when you're not a victim of something that's been holding you down. Not only do you get better in one area, but you see ways to get better in many areas. So that's what we're going to talk about. And so to give you a little taste of what that looks and sounds like, there are 4 ways we presently pursue our championships. 2 of them deal with success, and 2 of them deal with mostly relationships and past success. So the 2 ways we deal with success is, number 1, we pursue success with love, passion, and expectation. We go after what we want. And I don't care who you are, we all do that in parts of our lives, right? We don't care about rejection. We don't care about failure. We want that. We go after it. Some of us do it in relationships. Some of us do it with money. Some of us do it in business. Some of us do it in so many ways, but we go after it. Or sometimes we basically do the opposite. We want something, but we play it safe. We allow fear to give us reasons why not today, not now. Fear produces excuses, reasons, justifications for why not to do something we know we want to do, we know we need to do. Why not to do it today? That's how we deal with pursuing careers, pursuing success, pursuing relationships, pursuing health and fitness. We're either pursuing it with love, passion, expectation, or we desire more, but we play small out of fear because of things that happened to us in the past. Because what we were taught by good parents, what we were taught by bad parents, you get the idea, right? And then there's how do we deal with people and past successes? So there are two philosophies. Number one, we go out and we try to attract people, successful relationships, and success to us. And we go out and we pursue everything that we want. So we attract sometimes, we pursue in other times. Because let's say we talk about relationships. If I want to have a great relationship with you, and I'm not just talking romantic, I mean, as a client, it could be romantic. You could be my child. I could talk about our children. We could be talking about our parents. There are two philosophies. I want to attract you to me, so you want to be with me. Or sometimes I have to pursue you. I'm making this podcast to pursue you as a client, to be honest with you. But one way or another, I'm going after what I want with boldness and with the expectation that I'm going to get it. The second thing that we can do is sometimes we actually get something. Like we get a person, we create success, we have money, we have this, we have that. And instead of continuing to do what we did to attract it, we begin to hold on to it. We squeeze it tightly until we kill it. Or we become controlling, especially in relationships, that we actually push people away. And what I want you to understand is that depending on your perspective, there's various ways that you pursue this thing I'm going to teach you next week called a personal championship. And that is you pursue it with love, passion, expectation. You attract people and successful relationships and success to you by the choices you make. You desire more, but you play it safe because of fear. Or because of fear, you hold on to it and you squeeze it so tightly that you kill it. And what I'm saying to you is everything you do in life comes down to your choice of you're pursuing it with love or you're handling it with fear. And what you handle with fear, you eventually push away. What you handle with love, you attract or you gain. And so that's what we're going to cover 2 weeks from today when we talk about winning your personal championship. 3 weeks from today, now that you understand basically what you want, you're the problem. You understand the difference between pursuing it with love and fear and other things. Now we're ready to start our journey. And that means we actually go after what we want. And what I want you to understand, and we're going to cover more, is that you need to get started without shame. And so many of us are ashamed of who we are that it keeps us from pursuing who we want to become. And so I'll just say this to you. I say this to successful people. I say this to people who fail, who are consider themselves to be, or we would consider them to not be successful. And that is one thing. The only reason you ever won't start doing something that you want to start or will make you more successful, and the only reason you stop if you do get started, is once again that word fear. There is something inside of you that tells you someone like you shouldn't be doing that. There is something inside of you that makes you afraid to do it. And as long as that exists within you, you will never personally continue. So just get started and do it without shame, because the shame won't go away because you learned about it in a book from listening to this podcast. Shame only goes away when you start doing. And we can talk about the reasons why you're shameful. We can talk about that. But ultimately speaking, get started and just do it and don't care about the shame. And we're going to talk about more things like when you don't get started, you're basically rejecting yourself. And then the final week, I'm going to teach you something called becoming. Now that you've gotten started, we're going to teach you how to become purposely consistent. And purposely consistent, you're already consistent. You consistently do the same thing. You could literally wake up, go through the day, go to bed without thinking. And I don't want you to do that anymore. I want you to become purposely consistent, where what you do helps you to get a little better every day and in every way at the thoughts, choices, actions, words, and questions that create the life you truly want to live. That's what I want to teach you to do. That's what it means to become purposely consistent. It means that what you do isn't based on habit or history. It's based on you making a conscious and purposeful decision to do something because it's going to create the life you truly want to live. So I didn't stumble into being here today talking to you. I created this podcast. I created that logo. I created this content because I want to help you create the life you want to live. And through that, I'll create the life I want to live. And we got some other things to discuss when it comes to being purposely consistent. But for now, that's what I want you to understand. The essence of this episode is this: you only have one problem. You only have one problem. And that problem causes you to behave in a way that creates symptoms that lead to financial struggles, a poor, sucky career, bad relationships, and it puts you in bad places. And you can treat the career thing, you can treat the financial thing, but you'll only get so far and you'll revert back to your old self. So I always say this, I say it over and over again: if you are not the problem, then you are a victim of what is the problem, or you are simply nothing more than a pawn who is being used by someone else because they claim they can solve the problem. And while you sit and wait, they get rich. And I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why I'm here today, and I'm telling you straight up and with full power and joy that you have one problem, and that problem is you. If you are not the problem, then you will never fix it. So accept it as a good thing that you are the problem. And let me show you next week how to start becoming the person who does what is required to create the results that create the life you truly want to live. My name is Mark Dulaney, and I approve this podcast message because I know for a fact you are not a pawn and you are not a victim. I want to show you how to solve your you problem, where you become limitless and you go after everything life has to offer, and life gives you what you want, because when you pursue it, oftentimes you get what you want. But when you stand in fear, you get nothing but more problems. I'd love to know what you think about this episode. Feel free to send me some information, shoot something to me. Let me know what you think, because I want to help you become great. That's what I got for you today. We'll see you next week, and we'll talk about the concept of solving your you problem by defining the real problem that's holding you back. Have a great week, everyone. I can't wait to see what you and I can create moving forward.
All I can say is, wow. I told you Mark was unique in his approach. You will never get what you want as long as you are stuck. Is this your time to get unstuck?